base interest rates have gone up from 0.1% in November 2021 to 5.25% at the time of recording. This should be to the benefit of savers, but you're probably not benefiting as much as you can. You can likely get a much higher interest rate on your savings than you currently do, and in this video, we're going to go through why you are likely getting low savings interest currently and how you can access better savings rates. So let's get into it. The first place we need to start is with the data. And recently the FCA, the financial regulator in the UK, released a cash savings report. And in this report, they found that the 9 largest banks passed through only 28% of the base rate rises between January 2022 and May 2023 for easy access accounts. So let's break that down. In that period, the base rate went from 0.25% to 4.5%, but the easy access product rate, the average easy access product rate from the big 9 banks only went up from 0.07% to 1.25% over that period. And what we can take from this is that the big banks haven't been passing on much of the rate rises. Only 28% was passed on during this period. Importantly, this means that most people's savings haven't benefited from the rate rises as much as they should have, given that most people hold their savings account with a big established bank such as HSBC or Barclays. In fact, the report found that 5 major retail banks held approximately 260 billion in easy access savings accounts offering 1% or less. And this means that a huge amount of money is being held in low interest savings accounts. And it means that there's a whole lot of savers out there which could benefit from switching their savings from the current savings account they have with a big bank to a savings account from a different bank offering a much higher interest rate. And this is where the good news comes in. It's not all bad news. And the good news is that challenger banks have passed on much more of the rate rises and are offering much better easy access account interest rates. You can see with this graph just here that the gap has significantly widened over the last 3 years between the easy access rates offered from challenger banks compared to the easy access rates offered from the big 9 firms. And the reason for this is that challenger banks have been passing on much more of the rate rises. And we can see that at the end of the period covered by this report in July 2023, the median average easy access interest rate offered by challenger banks was sitting at 3.7%, compared to just 2% from the big 9 banks. So there's a huge difference in the average easy access interest rates being offered from challenger banks compared to the big established banks. And although this data is now a month or so old, if we look at updated data in terms of what are the best savings rates offered as of today, it tells a similar story. So if we head over to Martin Lewis's Money Saving Expert website to find the best savings rates offered as of today for easy access products, we can see that all the best rates are offered from challenger institutions. There's challenger banks there such as Shawbrook Bank, Monument Bank, Synergy Bank, Oxbury Bank, and there's one small building society as well, Furness Building Society. The big banks are nowhere to be seen. And it's my opinion that challenger banks are likely to always offer higher interest rates as they simply have greater need for money. Banks seek deposits for 2 main reasons. Firstly, to use money from deposits to finance mortgages and other forms of borrowing, and secondly, to use deposits as a source of liquidity and cash flow. And this basically means that as smaller banks want to expand their lending book and therefore make more money in interest, they need to offer attractive deposit rates, whereas big established banks have less demand for deposits as most of these institutions are sitting on huge deposit balances in a time where the mortgage market is pretty flat. So they have a huge supply of cash and deposits and their demand is pretty flat. So ultimately all this means is that challenger banks have a greater incentive to offer attractive savings rates due to their greater demand for deposits and smaller supply of deposits. And for these reasons, I expect to see challenger banks offer better rates for the foreseeable future. So now I think it's pretty clear where you need to move your money if you want to get the best interest rates possible. You need to move your money to challenger banks. And it's worth saying as well that the risk is the same if you're depositing under 85k with an FCA registered challenger bank as with one of the big established banks, given that as long as the bank is FCA regulated, your deposits will be FSCS eligible up to the 85k FSCS limit, should the bank unfortunately go bust or have troubles in returning your money. So the risk factor should not be a reason for not switching your savings account between an established bank and a smaller challenger bank. So just check whatever bank or building society you're moving your deposits to is FSCS eligible. And this is super easy to do. You just go onto the FSCS website, you type in the bank, and you can see whether your deposits there are FSCS eligible. If you're still watching this video and are still with me, firstly, thank you. But I appreciate you may still have a key question in whether the difference in interest is really worth the hassle of moving your savings between different banks and institutions. And I'll stop you right there, as it's more important than ever to make sure you're getting the best interest rate on your savings, especially if you have a big wad of cash saved up. And there's two main reasons for this. Firstly, because interest rates are the highest they've been in 15 years, meaning if you don't change and don't seek the highest returns, you could be missing out on a lot of savings interest. And secondly, because inflation is historically very high, meaning the value of your money, the real value of your money, is going down unless you make your money work. At the time of recording, inflation is at 6.8% in the UK. And that means that over the last year, assuming no interest has been earned in your savings, they will have gone down in value by 6.8%. They will be worth 6.8% less. And where savings interest comes into the picture is that it can reduce the level of erosion caused by inflation. But you need to ensure you're getting the highest interest possible to reduce the inflation erosion as much as possible. And the difference to your money in having a low interest rate with a big bank compared to a high interest rate with a challenger institution is absolutely massive. For example, if you had 10,000 in savings with a big bank only earning 1% in interest, and let's say you kept it there for a year with simple interest which compounds annually, this means that you'd earn £100 in interest and your savings would be worth £10,100 after a year. Now let's compare that to if you put your money in the top easy access account of a challenger bank, which is currently 5%. That 10,000 turns into 10,500 under the same conditions, and that's a huge difference in savings interest. It's a difference of £400, and that's just 1 year. Imagine what the difference would be over 10, 15 years. That example also only looked at easy access rates. Better rates are offered for notice and fixed term accounts if you can lock away your cash for a bit longer. And hopefully this difference in interest makes it clear that putting your money to work in a high interest account is so important. But you may still have a question, well, how do I find the best rates? Unfortunately, this is very easy to do nowadays. All you need to do is go onto a comparison website such as Money Saving Expert to check the highest interest rates offered and find the savings account which suits your needs. For example, if we go onto Money Saving Expert right now, we can see that the best paying, the highest interest, easy access savings account is being offered from Furnace Building Society. If we look at the top notice accounts, we can see that Oxford Bank is offering the highest interest rate for 180 days notice, 120 days notice, and 90 days notice. And if we go on to fixed term, we can see the top 6 and 9 month fixed terms, and we can see the top 1 year fixed terms. And currently SmartSave is offering the highest 1 year fixed term account. And we can also see here how you can open these accounts. Most can be opened online or through an app, so they're really easy to set up as well. However, for some people, the perceived hassle of it all may still be a factor in holding them back between switching and moving their money to a high interest account. The FCA found that 2 of the top reasons savers might consider switching is if they have an easy method of switching, and secondly, if they have an easy way to compare products. And there is actually an easy solution on the market for both of these considerations. And these are called savings marketplaces, where through one single sign up, you can access the savings products of 20 to 30 different banks and building societies. Through a marketplace, you never have to worry about sign up forms again. You never have to worry about onboarding processes. It's all through one platform. You can compare products. You can deposit into different products. You can compare products in a few clicks, and you can deposit in them in a few clicks. And in my next video, I'll review Raisin and Hargreaves Lansdown Active Savings, which are the 2 top savings platforms for normal consumers in the UK. But in terms of this video, I hope this helped provide information on why you can likely get better interest rates elsewhere through challenger institutions and how you can do it. Thanks guys.